Wow. This place is gorgeous. I might live here.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get the choice, though.
Why?
I mean, I think it's already still occupied.
Oh, goes with good taste.
Yeah, that's our kind of date, though.
Yeah, date night.
Hello there, pair of peeps, and welcome to another episode of Our Haunted Travels. I'm your host, Sean Donnelly.
I'm your co-host, Marianne Donnelly.
We are here at the
Hauer House.
Hauer. I've been calling it How.
Yeah, I know, but it's
the
Hauer.
Hauer House here in Akron, Ohio.
That's right.
This is listed as one of the most haunted locations in Akron, and we're going to tell you about it. But before we get into that, if you're into the paranormal, history, forensic, and travel type videos,
don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ding that little bell so you'll hear from us next time we post a new video.
Let's go check this out.
All right.
Even the lightning rod up on top. Or is that an antenna?
I don't know. I thought it was a lightning rod.
No, there's
first.
lightning rods on top of the chimney. See them?
I do.
You know what this makes me think of? No. Right?
Yes.
Wow. So, I think you should tell them a little bit about the history of this place.
All right.
All right?
Yeah.
Well, let's do that, and we'll keep looking around here.
In the heart of Akron, Ohio, stands a home that was never meant to be just ordinary. It was meant to be anything but that. The Hauer House was built in 1871 by Henry Hauer, a man whose success in milling and cereal production allowed him to create a residence that reflected both his wealth and his rising status in a rapidly growing city. By the way, after some mergers and later generations, the company that John Henry originally created was merged into none other than Quaker Oats. After arriving in Akron in 1865, Hauer quickly established himself as a prominent figure in the local economy. With his success came the opportunity to build something lasting. Working with architect Jacob Schneider, he designed a home that would stand out not just for its size, but also its elegance and its detail. The result was one of the most impressive residences in the region. The mansion was constructed in the Second Empire Italianate style, featuring a distinctive mansard roof and tall tower that can be seen from a distance. Inside, the home expanded into a 28-room building filled with imported furnishings and decorative pieces gathered from around the world. The layout itself was unusual. Based on the Akron plan, a design more commonly used in churches, giving the home a unique and open flow. For more than 100 years, the Hauer family lived within these walls. The house served as both a private residence and a symbol of social standing in Akron. The family regularly hosted gatherings and events, making the home a central part of the local elite social scene. Over time, the multiple generations of the Hauer family were born, lived in, and passed away here, leaving behind a long and layered history. As Akron continued to grow and change, the house remained a lasting reminder of the city's industrial past. By the late 20th century, it was no longer used as a private residence. Instead, the home was donated to the University of Akron, making it a new chapter in its story, as it transitioned from a family home into a preserved historic site. Today, The Hauer House operates as a museum. It is open to the public, and it offers a glimpse into the lifestyle of the Hauer family and the history of Akron during the late 19th and early 20th centuries. As one of the best preserved and historic homes in the area, it continues to draw visitors interested in both its history and the stories that still may linger within its walls.
All right, so it's time for some ghost stories and folklore. You know, this is our haunted travels. We got to do it. Ready? All right. There's something about old houses that refuse to let go of the past. And the Hauer House is no exception. Beneath its elegant design and careful preserved rooms lies a reputation that has grown darker with time. For years, visitors and staff have whispered about strange encounters inside these walls. Moments that suggest the house may not be as empty as it appears. What was once a symbol of wealth and prestige has slowly become known as one of the most haunted locations in Akron, Ohio. Many who walk through the home report seeing something that they cannot quite explain. Small glowing orbs drifting silently through the air. These lights appear without warning, floating through bedrooms and hallways before vanishing just as quickly. Some believe they are simply tricks of the eye, but others are not so sure. Even early members of the Hauer family are said to have witnessed these same strange lights, leaving behind a mystery that has never been solved. But perhaps the most tragic story tied to the property comes from the shadows of the servant quarters. According to local legend, a young servant girl fell in love with one of the Hauer sons. a relationship that was never meant to be. When her secret was discovered and torn apart, the heartbreak proved too much for her. Overcome with grief, she took her own life, and many believe she never truly left. Some say her presence still lingers nearby, caught between love and loss, unable to move on. Inside the mansion itself, the activity becomes even harder to ignore. Footsteps echo through the empty rooms when no one else is there. Doors slowly open and suddenly shut with no one nearby. Guests often describe an overwhelming feeling that they are not alone, as if unseen eyes are following them from room to room. It has led many to wonder, are these simply echoes of the past? Or could members of the Hauer family still remain within the home they once loved? And then there are the stories that are harder to explain. The ones that linger in the darker corners of the house. Shadow figures have been seen moving just out of sight. Certain rooms carry a heavy, almost suffocating feeling, as if someone, something unseen is waiting and watching. Whether these experiences are rooted in truth or imagination, one thing is certain: the Hauer house holds onto its secrets tightly. And for those who step inside, you may leave the house, but the feeling that something followed you might not leave at all. Say that again.
All right, so I'd say that we have some sort of something happening here, because the real camera, it was just taking blurry pictures, and I'm like, fine, I'll just move to my cell phone. So I was taking pictures. We started talking and doing our thing, and I said, hey, let's just take a picture of us with the building a little farther away. My cell phone camera stopped functioning as well. I can't make my cell phone take a picture either.
Well, we got a new camera here. So I don't know if this is not functioning right or I'm not operating it right. One or the other, but
that one
it could be the operator.
Yeah.
But
yeah. But
what are we showing over there? We should show back
be
here. There we go.
Yeah, show this building is
better.
The one that's not actually probably letting
try
us
it
do your
again.
thing.
Let's
All right.
see.
It's actually on this time.
There we go.
Here we go.
So I'm taking a selfie here.
1, 2, 3. Where'd the center go? Where'd the picture button go? There we go. 1, 2, 3. All right, so we got it this time. All
Thumbnail.
Right. But that was really weird. I've never had the cell phone camera not work before.
Well, I don't know why the other camera's acting strange too, but this one, the gimbal's like I'm trying to go up, and I know I got to play with the adjustments, but
pretty weird.
Yeah.
But also the building is really cool. I have the lights on inside in the second story.
Yes, there is.
That on up the floor?
I don't know. Well, if I could zoom in on that. Yeah. 2x. There's a light on up there. So we were just going to stop here and do a kind of a check it out thing. And there was a sign that says they were open, so we pulled in, but nobody's here.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're open yet.
Yeah.
Okay. I have to get some more footage.
Yeah, I think
for your history.
That light was on, because look, you can even see it now down here through the glass in the door.
Okay. Yeah, but somebody did drive through, so
Really?
I don't know if they dropped somebody off, maybe. I don't know. But I got to get some more footage for the history.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, Hauer House, Akron, Ohio. What do you think?
It's a really cool looking building.
Very cool.
I like it.
I want to come back and go inside. Right?
Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
we're not quite ready to wrap up this video.
What?
Well, we told them about the house.
Yeah.
I think we need to go find the Howers.
Oh, you know where the Howers are?
Yes, I do.
Let's go.
Stay tuned. I have never seen this before, ever. And we've been in a lot of cemeteries. An actual garbage truck driving through a cemetery. Yep. Don't know what they're picking up.
Standing here, you're face to face with a man who lived during a time when America was rebuilding itself. And cities like Akron were just beginning to find their place in that new future. John Henry Howard did not begin his life as an industrialist or a businessman. He began as a young man teaching school, a quiet and humble start that gave little indication of the impact he would one day have. But like so many men of his time, he was willing to follow opportunity wherever it led. In 1861, as the nation stood on the brink of the Civil War, Howard helped to organize Excelsior Mower and Reaper Company in nearby Doylestown, Ohio. The company manufactured a reaper that had been invented by John Sieberling, a machine that represented the growing power of innovation in American agriculture. It was a turning point in Howe's life, placing him at the center of a rising industry. That opportunity quickly grew. By 1865, the same year he arrived in Akron, Howard had become vice president of the J.F. Sieberling Company. At a time when machinery and manufacturing were reshaping the country, he found himself as a leader in a leadership role during the period of rapid industrial expansion. But Howard's story did not stop there. In 1879, he made another pivotal move by purchasing an interest in the Turner Oatmeal Mill. It was a decision that would tie his name to one of the most recognizable industries in American history. That company would later become part of the American Cereal Company, the organization that would go on to produce what we now know as Quaker Oats. Through these ventures, however, Howard became part of something much larger than himself. He played a pivotal role in transforming agriculture, manufacturing, and food production to meet the needs of a growing nation. His work helped bridge the gap between simple beginnings and modern history. And yet, when you stand here, now all that progress, all that influence feels distant. Because in the end, even a life filled with ambition and achievement comes back to something simple: a name, a story, and the mark that was left on the world. John Henry Howard may not be a name spoken often today, but his life tells a story of a man who adapted, seized opportunity, and played a role in building industries that helped define a generation. And standing here, you're not just looking at a grave. We're standing at that final chapter of a life that helped shape a path forward.
Okay, Bear. Howard House. Just coming to the graves of the Howards.
That's right.
What'd you think?
It's very nice.
That was a pretty cool one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the house was really cool. We're here at Glendale Cemetery in Akron, Ohio. First time ever being there, and guess what? We're going to have to come back.
We are.
We're going to have to come back and cover the cemetery because there's other interments in here that we need to talk about.
That's true.
Right?
And there's a lot of them.
Yeah. So, if you're interested in what we're doing, this kind of stuff, we got some more diving deeper. If you want to see it, some behind the scenes stuff, some of our research and everything. We have a Patreon page. There's a link down in the description. You can go check that out and join us over there.
Okay.
All right. Anything else you would like to add?
Not at this time.
Okay, folks. Till next time.
Thanks for watching.
And happy hunting.
Let us know if you like this video by hitting that thumbs up. Also, if you'd like to see more videos from us in the future, support our channel by hitting that subscribe button and dinging that bell so you get notified the next time there's a video from Panic D Videos.
Thanks for watching.
Happy hunting.